What an incredible day of Dota it's been, and we're not done yet. EG versus Navi is also going the distance, our second best of three to do so today. I'm LTFB on the summit. I'm joined here by Liquid's Bulba, and we just watched Navi cream EG, carving their way through them en route to tying this series up 1-1. It's been a long day, but it's been an epic day, and we have our grand finals, a best-of-5 affair between the winner of this and Alliance coming up after this game, immediately at that. After that, you have the Western qualifiers. Those start tomorrow with the GD Studio over at twitch.tv/the GD Studio. Very excited for those, and a big preview for EG. Even if they lose this series, I gotta say, I think they're looking pretty good. So, Bulba, the draft underway. Funnet gets his bat again. The one game it wasn't banned, or the one game it was banned, was the only game he didn't get it. Here we go.
Yeah, this is actually kind of similar to the first game, except this time Navi bans the Nake's first pick. So they bait the EG actually respects ban the Rubik. I don't know if that's where trade's worthy. I know that Nyx is decent versus bat, but I guess they're just scared of have Navi playing both the Bat Rider and the Rubik.
I saw a bygone relic of a forgotten age, Paint It Gold, tweeting, "Does Kuroki play anything else except for Rubik?" Well, we're about to find out, because he won't be played at this game. Anti-Mage picked up early, and this kind of reminds me of LAN events. When you need to finish an event or win a big match, you turn to Anti-Mage. The Chinese teams do it, Navi's done it, and they'll do it again here. Just a safe, reliable carry.
I mean, obviously the Rubik is banned, and Rubik is really good versus AM, and Navi has like really good split push heroes. And I feel this is going to be a mid-Bat Rider, I think, because Funnet is going to be playing the Furion, or it can be a mid Furion, but I think it's probably going to be a Dendi Bat Raider.
I actually can't recall the last time I've seen Dendi play Bat. I know he's done it. I mean,
I think
plays. It's always Funnet.
Unless Puppy plays the Furion and they just go, they have like greedy lanes kind of, where they just have a jungle Furion. But I don't think, a lot of teams don't do that anymore. They usually have the offlaner as the jungle Furion. So, this is quite interesting. The reason they do that is because the other team aggresses you. You have a dual lane and you have a jungler. So Dignitas is one of the few teams actually that just continuously jungles the Furion even if the other team goes aggressive. So who knows? It can be both.
Let's see where EG goes from here. They've gone for the Nyx, the Magnus, and they'll go for the Gyro. So they secure a pretty potent late game of their own. If you want to take it late against Prophet AM, I suppose a Gyro Mag is a pretty good start. We now enter the second stage of the draft, and just sort of looking over the lineups, Navi, they don't have Kuroki's hero. They don't really have any supports, to be honest. So what is Puppy going to play? What is Kuroki going to play? That's the question. What will EG leave for them, is the other way to put it. And on the side of EG, they've already got the Nyx for Fear, which has been, I would say, very solid. In Game 1, it was spectacular. In Game 2, pretty solid. And I mean, even though they didn't win that game, I still felt his Nyx. I felt its presence on the map, and I think Navi did too.
10 seconds
albeit to a somewhat lesser extent, because they were a little bit more defensive. But what will they go as that secondary support? That's sort of the thing we remain to see for them. So, how do you feel about the draft so far?
EG is going to be going for the aggressive, I feel. Possibly the aggressive again. Because it depends on what their heroes are going to be remaining. They have two options. The AM Furion is actually... AM Furion Bat Rider is used to be one of our counters actually versus the Gyro, because Gyro is is good at these kind of forced team fights, like where you want to keep team fighting, But when a team like Alliance is known for this. They love their Furion and their AM and their Bat Rider, and when Alliance hits this kind of lineup, they just want to split push. They want to avoid, and we had actually a streak in February where we won a lot of games based off Gyro and Clockwork. And both these heroes love fighting, and the Alliance actually kind of stopped our streak when they picked the AM and Furion. I mean, they picked the AM Furion combo, and they just split pushed us to death. So EG needs stuff to stop the split push from both these heroes, or else they're just gonna get out farmed. Even if they do well in the fight, it's gonna be hard for them to push versus these heroes, especially because Bat Rider is so good at breaking the base. Even though it didn't look like the first game, I don't think the same thing is gonna happen. It has to be a different scenario, and EG. Navi is going to be banning the annoying heroes. They're going to be banning Shadow Demon. They're going to be banning... they should ban like the supports that are going to let EG aggressive, I feel.
So for EG, Gyro Nyx, they really need like a Shadow Demon or Rubik, but those are both banned. I don't know what else would even be left if they want to try lane with those three. Nyx is not really a hero we see solo. Isn't going to do particularly well. I guess he's okay against Batrider mid, but not really a matchup where you're going to dominate the lane. And Tinker will be the ban for EG. Seems like they want to go for some early push. Banning a Tinker over supports when Na'Vi needs 2 supports.
I don't know about that.
Really tips their hand, I feel, that they want to go push hard.
I think Nyx is one of the best heroes versus Tinker, actually. Everything about the hero just makes Tinker incredibly hard to play. Because Tinker goes these intelligence items, or he has high intelligence gain, and it's just annoying. And then when you march waves, you just get stunned, and it's just annoying stuff like that.
And you could just camp him when you expect him to be coming to TPing to a wave. You lurk at the wave, invis, and then you try and kill him.
Another thing is the Tinker ban means that EG right now feels that possibly is a puppy Furion as jungling over a Funnic Furion. Because when they're banning a core hero like that, that means that they think it's gonna Na'Vi is gonna be playing really greedy with their heroes. Like they're gonna have Puppy on the Furion over kind of a more useful support in the Clockwork ban. So I guess they're just scared of Na'Vi's scared of EG having way too much team fight for them to handle. But Na'Vi's like, okay, whatever. You guys can pick whatever team fight you have. We're just gonna split push you. So
let's see what else they can. Already these 3 heroes, even Batrider is a very good split pusher. Just spamming Napalm and then Flame Break. You can easily bring down multiple waves. Same as well if you use Firefly, if you feel comfortable to blow it and aren't worried about a fight going underway. So 3 heroes that can push hard as well. Already picked up for them, and they still need those supports. There's a lot of decent supports, just not really a setup support is the main thing. So it puts a lot of emphasis on this Batrider to start the fights for Na'Vi, and I don't know that that's going to change. There's no Shadow Demon, there's no Rubik. It leaves something like the Twin-Headed Dragon, which we've seen Na'Vi turn to a decent amount. There's a Lina, a Leshrac. None of these really feel like that ideal support to have versus a Nyx. So my big question is, well, they'll go for Leshrac. So I suppose the one nice thing is if EG just try to be greedy and kind of a bent, they don't go aggressive tri-lane, they could push that lane, but EG's looking really aggressive here. They'll go for Bane, gives them a good hero to kind of slow down the AM in the fights. Obviously, Enfeeble still going through Manta Style and BKB, so it'll somewhat limit the AM's damage. Doesn't affect your mana burn, though, but it gives them the setup stun for this aggressive tri-lane.
Yeah, and like this is going to be a really hard game for Mag as well. Just because whenever you're playing versus a Batrider, it's incredibly hard for the Magnus. Just because the Batrider is always going to aim you. And counter-initiating, they don't have a Shadow Demon and they don't have a Rubik. They have the Nyx mainly to counter-initiate the Batrider, and they have the Sleep. So these are like 3 situations of, I mean, these are 3 heroes that can. Bane and Nyx are decent. The problem with Bane and Nyx is they lack early game. Bane is a hero is like, he has a really good stack gain and stuff, but he doesn't have that nuke, and he needs a lot of levels, and same for Nyx. So these are like 2 supports that need a lot of levels early. And that might be EG's problem, I feel.
I mean, he does a ton of damage, but that's when your Brain Sap gets to level 3. That's where you really start to hit hard, and they'll go for a classic partner for the Leshrac, something that's so popular in Southeast Asia, and China to some extent, although mostly in Southeast Asia, we hardly ever see Sand King in Europe, but they'll go for it here, and now they have the team fight almost, I want to say, to go toe-to-toe with EG. They probably still don't want to take 5v5 fights, at least not for a while, but this is a lot of AoE stun. Leshrac Splitter, Sand King's Burrow Strike, Batrider, just with the control that you get from Napalm, from Flame Break, and the Lasso, they can lock this Gyrocopter down for an eternity, especially if you got a Sight Device on Preacher's Prophet. So for EG, well, it's also going to be much scarier to go aggressive. Sand King elusive in the tri-lane once he gets a few levels, and also, if anyone gets caught for EG, Anti-Mage Leshrac, Sand King, that's enough to bring them down in quite a few cases.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and the Leshrac Sand King, Kuro actually, a lot of the games I've seen play Rubik, where he doesn't play Rubik, he actually plays the Sand King. So I've seen this quite a bit. And actually, never mind, Puppy's going to be playing the Sand King, so I'm wrong. But I did think that I think it was last week where Kuroki played the Sand King. So Ben was actually going for the Windrunner support.
Wow, something we hardly ever see as well.
Windrunner side lane, sorry, not support.
So this will match up, I imagine, against Funnic if EG get their way, and I haven't actually played that matchup too much.
No, I think it might be a Windrunner tri-lane with the
really?
The gyro.
Oh, and then Jo going safe lane. Actually, that makes a lot more sense, because
Batrider is, I mean, Gyro is really, really good versus 1v1s versus Furion, because Furion depends a lot on harassing with the treants, but Gyro is like,
you could just
have
flack him,
treants, but I have,
basically.
yeah, I flack, and it's basically free gold, and Gyro 1v1 is actually really good versus like every hero. Like there are only a few heroes in the game that can take his safe lane carry 1v1.
Especially if he
it's gonna
gets
be
pulled,
different.
which he usually does. And Jayo's already been pulled one set of tangos. We'll see if he gets more. But actually, yeah, in the end, he'll pick up... Well, he hasn't been pulled more, but he'll just buy a crap load of regen, which means any harassment comes... Funix bought 9 tangos. Well, yeah, I don't think he meant to buy quite that.
Oh, look at Navi. They know this. They know EG is going aggressive. This is really smart from them. And look at their lineup. They have like these really mobile heroes that can just change lanes anytime. Like, AM can have a rough time top, and I know Alliance loves doing this a lot. If they have a kind of a really like they have like a Phantom Assassin or AM for Loda, they love like moving around their lanes and making the other heroes kind of move around with them.
Right.
But in the end, they're always on the initiative, so they always get ahead more. And this is with Leshrac, Sand King is such good dual roam. It's kind of like the Leshrac Shadow Demon, except obviously not as potent, as much damage, but it does have the same capabilities. Just think about Sand King is he needs to get a bit closer to use the stun.
The big benefit is later on, it gives you a crap load of team fight with 2 AoE stuns instead of just Disruption and then a single unreliable AoE stun. So we'll see if Navi can make it work. A combo that used to be pretty popular and at one point was kind of all the rage in the months leading up to the International 2012, but has fallen off somewhat since then. We'll see if they can make it happen. On the side of EG, we've got the North American boys. Demon going to be taking his Magnus and his talents on that Magnus to the middle lane. We'll have Jayo heading up top. He's going to be up against, like you mentioned, an aggressive tri-lane, which if they jump him, could potentially find an easy first blood. As for our bottom tri-lane, Fear will be handling that Nyx Assassin. He's been great pretty much every game I've cast of him for the past month. Let's see what he does here. Beat is on the Bane. We'll have Bambo.
Yeah, Funix gonna do the same thing. He's gonna be pulling the wave exact same way, but I guess they want to try and block it. He's gonna get the wave.
Well, he'll get it, but they might be able to kill these creeps in time if they really want to. Nope, looks like they won't. But
he's gonna get 2 creeps. Fine.
They do a lot. So Navi's gonna be creep skipping with some illusions. So this means Gyro is getting absolutely nothing, whereas Funnick is getting at least a few creeps pulled towards the tower.
And look at Funnick. Yeah, he knows what EG's supports are gonna do. As soon as this happens, they're gonna go up top. And as soon as this happens, he's just going to go start the lane. He knows that EG supports are out of there. So
they'll rotate through mid. They'll look for a little pit stop with Dendy's name written all over it. But he's an elusive creature, only level 1. Still not going to be able to kill off him. So I've introduced EG. Let's introduce Na'Vi. This, of course, is your We Played on TV loser bracket finals. Loser of this match will finish as 3rd place. A noble accomplishment at that, but not as much money or prestige. The winner moves on to face the juggernaut that is the Alliance. Soon they're heading to China along with your team for the G1 League Land Finals. But before they do that, we finish up We Play today. Dendy on the Bat Rider mid. Funnick going to be handling that safe lane Prophet. Kuroki on the Leshrac. Havost on the Anti-Mage was pulled a bit of extra regen and starts with a poor man's shield. And now Puppy on the Sand King. So after some early shenanigans, Bobo, we settle in to a tri-lane versus tri-lane in the top lane. What do you make of it?
I feel look at Navi's supports. They're gonna smoke.
Never mind. I literally just moved my camera back, but I was thinking, well, I said they
No, they want to wait for the rune. Yeah, they're gonna wait for the rune and then
they may go mid.
Smoke. Mid is gonna be hard to gank though. Matt is kind of a hard hero to gank at early levels.
If they get something like a haste, but no, they won't. Instead, it's an invis bottom, so they'll head back towards top. So we will see a tri-lane versus tri-lane.
Funnick should have a good time here though. When he gets levels, the fear on trees are really annoying for winner under the lane versus.
And for the time being, Bambo, Funnick teleporting to the bottom route is going to deny Demon. Demon's not too happy about that, I'm sure. He did start with a magic stick, did predict this Bat Rider mid, so he's been forced to use it quite a bit, taking some decent harassment. And Dendy up to an 11-6 score, really pulling ahead in this matchup.
Yeah, EG needs to double pull this. They need to deny as much farm towards Navi's supports. One of the mistakes they made last game is they weren't as efficient in their double pulling. But with the Dire side, they have this big camp where they can deny their creep wave a lot easier. And as soon as Navi knows they're going to double pull, they're going to go to the side. Yeah, Puppy ping that. They need to not let the entire creeper deny, but it is Ursa's, so.
Yeah, these creeps are going to die pretty quickly, but the question is, will someone steal them? There's going to be a big scuffle over those creeps. Ursa's are dropping low. Who's going to claim them? Kuroki looking. Brain Sap is there. It's not enough. Havost able to clean it up. Beat is just a little bit short with that Brain Sap. One more auto attack and then the Brain Sap would have had it. Instead, that's a potload of gold and experience going the way of Na'Vi. And already boots up on Havost. I mean, he's going to be hard to kill. And I guess the question is, Can EG even find kills against this tri-lane? It doesn't seem like it. It seems like all they can do is pull, and it seems like Na'Vi have the tools they need to contest those pulls as well. They'll smoke now. They're going to head towards mid, looking for a 4-minute rune. Demon's fully out of mana. He'll bottle up a bit. Are they going to give them the wraparound? Looks like not. Looks like they'll head towards mid. They'll wait for the rune. The creep wave's at the tower, so EG won't really know what they're up to. They're just going to head straight in, not even bothering for the rune. Demon, sensing something's up, is going to head towards the bottom rune, so it looks like, well, they will give them a runaround. They'll head back towards top. Now a manual body block of the camp. Great play from Havos. There won't be a pull. Can they find a kill? Beatus is hunting. He's like, where are these supports? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he might be in a bit of trouble here. Beatus is going to get scouted out by Havost. In fact, it will be Havost who blinks away. Kuroki, smoke revealed. Playtime is over.
Yeah, Navi's supports are going to get a lot more leveled. Looking at Puppey, he's level 2 and Kuroki's level 2. Meanwhile, both Fear and Beatus are level 3. And that doesn't matter a lot, just mainly because of this. I feel they're not going to get much out of this lane. They should maybe transition. Oh, Havost.
Oh my goodness. Gets caught out, impaled, and then eats just a rocket barrage to the face. It's enough to bring him down. Just caught the tail end of that. Basically, the corpse hitting the deck. Sorry about that, guys. But I wanted to bring up Bull, but this is a dominating performance bottom lane. 18 and 10 on Bambo. Doesn't have any plus damage. Just really crushing Funix so far, who only sits... well, I guess it's not that bad, but that's a lot of denies early to have against this Prophet. He's doing really well in the matchup.
I think a few of those are the Treants.
Oh, yeah, you might be right.
Actually, it's not that bad. I think
looking at net worth, he's still ahead by 250, so maybe like 1 or 2.
Okay, it shouldn't be Treants, I guess. He's doing fine. The Funnick is gonna get his phase boots. The problem right now is Havost had 3 magic stick charges there, and he didn't get to use it in time. And he didn't get his blink off as well, so that was a really big kill. I feel he should just go bottom. And right now, I feel this game is going to be based a lot on how Dendi does. But looking at mid, holy shit, we didn't notice that at all.
30 and 19 against Demon. Demon, to be fair, was worried about that smoke gank coming in and rotated towards the bottom rune. It's also a tough matchup in general for the Magnus, but this is really, really grim. And now Dendi comes in. Looks for a Firefly, was thinking of a Flame Break, but won't find the right angle, backs out. And now they go again. Round number 3. Like you mentioned, they put so much emphasis on getting Dendi a good start. And they'll help him now. Oh, Puppey picks up the Invis rune, but turns around the split second that Demon comes down the cliff. They'll Flame Break him back. They'll lasso him in. This should be a kill. Maybe not, actually. Burrow Strike comes through. It's hard to say if it'll be enough damage with the Prophet and Edict. It could be enough. Demon skewers Puppey back in, but he brings him with him, and the additional round of auto attacks finish the job. Puppey will get out of there. Well, that's not a good start for Demon.
Yeah, this is already a rough game, a rough lane for Bat. And that was a really good smoke game. I mean, a good rune camp there from Na'Vi. Then that's one thing, if you notice them a lot. They're really, really good at protecting runes. Even if they're in this like kind of aggressive that is losing, they're still going to protect the runes. And look at Xbox. He's going to have a rough time here. Like, he has barely any farm just because of that one death. And I feel he should really just go bottom in lane and let like, either jungle or just try and lane top. So
we'll see what they look to do as far as the lane rotations. For the time being, Fierce also spending a lot of time parked mid, just trying to help protect Demon, basically, as he's been slowed down quite a bit. They still haven't rotated Havos, like you mentioned, although we'll now see him rotating into the bottom lane. He's only level 4. His CS, 25 and 7, which frankly is pretty decent. And he'll go for Tread, so Havos going for that more aggressive, combat-oriented build. Wants to be effective early on. It'll be Puppey, who has the tall order of laning top against Gyro. That won't be fun for him. It'll be a lot of fun for Jo, though. Dendi, looking at a very early blink. This is almost the same time, well, not quite as fast as what Funnick had, but very, very fast blink dagger for him, and it's going to be hard for EG. Some of these heroes, if they get caught, will just melt to this Bat Rider.
Yeah. I mean, he's just going to be able to get the 8 minute run relatively easily, it looks like. And then with just maybe 1 or 2 more camps, he can get the blink pretty easily as well. And it's going to be dependent a lot on Dendi's movements. Demon is going to have a rough time. He's not even level 6. Dendi's level 8 and Demon is level 5. So that's a pretty big lead.
Top lane. Oh, there's a lot of trouble for Puppey. Eats an impale, then a barrage. And really, what do you expect out of your off-lane, tri-lane support roaming Sand King? He's not going to do much there. He tries to defend the tower. He pays for it with his life. Prophet ult thrown out to discourage that push, and it will stop it. So
Look at that courier. Funnick actually TP to try and snipe it.
Ooh,
but
dropped
basically
very low.
just by one more hit.
And Demon is still boldly sending it out for a little bottle crow. This is rather risky when it's on 24 HP, but he'll hide behind his tower, tuck it back where Funny can't see it, and looks like he'll be okay in the end. So EG, right back to what they were doing previously. After these messages, it's wailing away at that tier 1 top. They'll clean it up. They'll get some gold going their way, and Jo, he's got some stacked neutrals, a big camp at that, and he's got called out as well. So if he wants to finish these off, that's really... You mentioned EG need levels on their supports. This is where they get them.
Yeah, as soon as Fear and Beatus hit level 6, their supports scale a lot better right now. And their 6s are going to be a lot more important than both Puppey and Leshrax. I mean, Puppey's going to have a rough time getting Epi off versus what EG has without the Blink Dagger. And he doesn't even have his boots yet. He's just farming the neutrals with the Sandstorm.
That's... I mean, it's not really that efficient because the creeps constantly run away. There was a while in Dota 2 where they were bugged and they would just sit there, but that's been fixed.
Yep.
So not a whole lot he can do.
That was a really crazy bug actually. You could just sit in the jungle and farm it up. That was at the same time where you could like rot and would pudge and
yeah, that was back when you could just smoke jungle as well. And
how broken was that?
How sad are you that that's been removed?
I'm definitely sad.
If it's anything like how your feelings on pooling heroes, then I imagine you're not too upset. Not too fussed about that.
You have to admit, pooling is pretty stupid, but whatever.
See, you're a man of honor, Bulba. You want a clean fight. No advantages for either player. Other people are just playing to win, so they're happy to pull if it's in the game.
Oh, well,
I can't fault you for your honor. Even if I can say it's in the game, deal with it.
Fear is level 6 actually. That's pretty big.
Wow, already. It was the big stack of creeps he killed off, and they may find a kill here. Although with this Belt of Giant Strength, gonna be actually significantly tougher to find that kill. Bambo will need a shackle. He'll actually just start with an impale. Couldn't get in range. The shackle will latch. There's an RP as well. That's a lot to be devoted, and Havost is gonna live. He even wants to go around. He's not even blinking away. He says, "Sayonara, Demon." Demon hits the deck. Potentially Bambo as well. Here comes your teleport. No Sprout. Funnick runs north, dodges the impale from Fear, and throws the body block out. The Split Earth, however, is gonna miss. Will that cost him this kill? No, just kidding. No way it will. Denny with the double damage, doing work, able to clean up 2 kills. That quick rotation. They blew an RP for that. They blew a Vendetta gank as well, and they don't even kill the AM. They don't even stop Pavos from going right back to farming the lane. That's an unmitigated disaster for EG.
That was really clutch there from Funnick. He TP'd in, and then he manned up and just blocked the Windrunner. It did help that Windrunner had maybe 3 or 4 stacks, but that was pretty manly. And it let Puppey get the stun off. But excellent counter gank there from Dendi. He was ready. They were ready for that Nyx gank. And unlike the first game where they weren't ready at all for the Nyx ganks, this game they're definitely prepared. Even though they didn't have sentries, they were there to counter initiate. That was a pretty big kill because Havost did get the kill on Dendi.
Yeah, let's see where they go from here. For the time being, Bambo's kind of struggling just because of all the pressure that's been on his lane, and the Santi Mage is farming pretty well. He's slightly behind Havost compared to Jo, but not an overwhelming margin. The good news is Jo's almost got a Shadow Blade, so he really wants to get active on the map, and I feel it's one of those games where your Gyro can't just sit back and farm because Na'Vi have the split push you mentioned, and frankly, they just have the momentum sort of starting to shift their way. They're getting a lot out of the jungle now. Trance tanking the neutrals. Oh, this is cute. Trance tank them while Sandstorm kills them. That's something I hadn't thought of doing, but actually a very efficient way to jungle, and they're just getting a lot out of this jungle right now. EG, they're ahead on gold, they're behind on experience, but I really feel like Navi's getting more right now than what they should.
Look at Beat.
Than what you want
He's just sitting there. He's just sitting there camping, waiting for someone to come farm that. He's waiting for Funnick because he can solo the Prophet.
He set his own trap, but for the moment, nobody's coming.
I think, yeah, it should be obvious kind of with the Nyx missing in the map as well. You have to play passive in every lane. Look at Dendi, he's playing really passive mid.
He's also got a smoke, an Invis rune, and a Blink Dagger to his name. Dendi loves buying his personal smokes. Doesn't matter if it's Pudge, if it's Bat Rider, he'll buy them regardless. Hell, if he was a hard carry, he'd probably buy a personal smoke anyway. And we'll see if he goes for a rotation. Meanwhile, it's Puppey. Gets caught out. There's your Shadow Blade. Freshly minted, and it's used to set up a kill. Havost able to blink out. In comes Dendi now with that Invis. Will he go? He's thinking about it. He's hunting. He's not using the Invis yet. He's just going to walk up and Where's the Blink Lasso? Still waiting. Not finding the opening. Won't go in the end.
I feel that was best case scenario. At least they didn't kill Havos. They didn't kill the core heroes. Okay, Puppy dies. It's worth a big time investment. It looks like EG's is 5-manning bottom, or just sticking around as 5.
Fear.
They're waiting for yeah. They're gonna smoke.
Here comes the backstab from Fear. Dendy is invis for the time being. I don't think they know about it.
Oh, the smoke got revealed. No, he's they know someone's
well,
in
now
right
they know, but doesn't matter necessarily. Maybe they don't know about Fear though. Navi may have gotten a little greedy here, bitten off more than they could chew. Although Dendy is able to dodge away for the time being, but eats an RP. That's a lot of damage between the Firefly as well as the Prophet ultimate, but not quite enough. They won't find the kill, and now Havos forced to jungle. So really not. I mean, starting to, I guess, not really doing as much in these engagements. You mentioned EG. It's great to pick up Gyro and then just force those fights. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. Grouping up as 4 or 5 and then going. And now Fear will rotate top. He's going to find Funnick. He just teleported in, a hit, and Funnick is dead. This is a very easy and simple kill. No way out, and Jayo's going to claim it. Suddenly, he's dominating, starting to pull away with this one in terms of the kills and just the map presence EG is, but you can never count out Navi, not with Prophet as well as Battle Fury Anti-Mage in the works. Granted, it will be a very late Battle Fury at that. Speaking of which, that courier is a little bit of danger, but will escape for the time being.
Andy actually had a period on the bottom lane here, in this area, where he had his blink up, but he didn't use it at all. And it was up for maybe 3 or 4 seconds, so I'm kind of wondering why he didn't blink away. Maybe like it's really cocky to think where you can just run away, especially where Fear did a really good job of spike carapacing the Firefly, so Dendy did get stunned. But Dendy did have some period where he could have blinked away. So
yeah, and they did also have to expend an RP, so they got the kill, but it was pretty expensive. And we talked a lot about the Batrider, and you expected to see a little bit more of a successful Batrider performance. Dendy has played well. He's won his lane mid. He's currently the highest level hero on the map, but we haven't seen that many successful ganks, and certainly not on a core hero like the Gyrocopter. Jayo's been free farming. He'll now go for a Helm of the Dominator. It's going to be Navi's turn to group up and look for some action mid. Fear lurking in the wings. He's got Vendetta online. Will he engage? That's the question. No Sentry Wards for Navi, although they do have the Sentry Wards. They haven't placed them, but they do deploy one now in the comfort of the river. So Fear comes in. He's probably going to be Shad. Maybe not now. Shackle hits 2. There's your cooldown. Where's your RP? No Blink on Demon. Can't get a range. Doesn't need to for Kuroki, but could have found an anti-mage as well for his trouble. Now the chase and the hunt is on. Bambo going to be fishing for a Shackle. Cannot find it yet, but still looking. Not going to connect in the end. Couldn't get in range for it, so instead, they get 1 kill. Now they'll push. They'll D-ward 2. Man, if Demon had a Blake, that's a very good fight for EG. Instead, they find a nice pick, and now they look at a tower.
I'm also wondering, Beat has used Brain Sap over using the Fiend's Grip on the AM there. I wonder why. They could have killed the AM if he had the Fiend's Grip up. Look at Bamboo. He's going to try and get a Shackle off. No.
Lurking on the high ground, not able to find it. So they'll go for the tower instead, and oh, I heard a Firefly lasso. As soon as I look away for a second, Beatus gets caught. Now Dendy shackled to Kurogi. These shackles are on point, but so too is that epicenter from Puppy. Almost single-handedly wipes EG. Double kill for Havost. About to be a triple kill. Sniped by Funnick, so it's technically a double in the end. Gyro, the lone survivor. All of it set up by what must have been a full damage Burrow Strike epicenter combo on every single hero.
Can you look at Puppy's items?
Nothing.
That
no
has
blink
barely
dagger.
anything, and that was so epic. That was the most clutch thing I've seen today. Let's say that.
Well,
that basically won them the game. I felt. I mean, won them like.
Oh, calling it over already.
I'm not calling the game. I meant
kidding.
won them that fight. Like that was really big. Or else like, because Dendy died there and Leshrac died there. I think did Funnick buy back? I didn't know. But he didn't buy back. But that was.
Yeah. I was gonna say. Yeah. Out of nowhere, I just looked at Navi's health bars, and I'm a little bit tired, right? So my brain isn't processing everything as clearly as what I would like. And I'm just like, why are these health bars dropping so quickly? Oh, right, there's a massive epicenter in the house, and it's hard to find that epicenter. Granted, he had some help, because Dendy started the fight, and all attention was on Batrider, and as a result, Puppy just kind of snuck in, found his opening. Now Dendy trying to jungle. Might pay. If he can get to the low ground, I think he'll be okay. There's no impale from Fear. Actually, there is. Now the missile comes in, a plink and a swoosh as Bamboo jams it in, or Bambo jams it in from long range with a A power shot there. Now they'll go Roche with a double damage and a medallion and focus for a Windrunner. This will be a very simple Roche. Wow. EG, they lose that fight mid, but now things looking alright for them here at Roche.
Dendi is having a really rough game, and I guess EG is confident in playing versus Navi's Batrider, because they have given up two out of the 3 games. They did give Navi Batrider. So, and they're playing really well versus it. Especially because of Nyx. Like, Nyx is so annoying. I've said this before, but if you play Batrider, you know how annoying it is to play versus Nyx. It's because like all of Nyx's spells just like stop you in your tracks, especially the Spike Carapace.
Yeah, you jump in Firefly, you walk, and all he has to do is just walk into the Firefly, and all of a sudden you ain't moving, and then he throws out an Impale, and before you know it, you've lost half your health, you get Mana Burn. Your participation in the fight is pretty much over. EG is farming quite a few Ancients now. Na'Vi starting to slip behind in terms of golden experience on the back of that Roche, and now on the back of Jo, getting some filthy farm. 2,500 gold banked for him, sitting 1,000 gold ahead of Havos. Havos Battle Fury online. Nothing else, but now he'll start to look towards his next items.
Yep, and the gold lead, it is only 3k, looks like, for EG, surprisingly, just because of how farmed Jo is, like you said. And Fear's going to go Invis, but Navi's going to have 4-man smoke up here. Do they have a dust? Yeah, they do have a dust.
Is under attack.
Yeah, they're all smoked up except for Havost, of course, but he's the one that you kind of want to be baiting. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like EG's going to go for that. Fear's currently hunting Ancients, expecting maybe to find a Nature's Prophet or an Anti-Mage there, but won't do so. Instead, he'll walk back. Oh, this could be bad. They're walking up the cliff. No, Fear's going to go around the safe way. No, he's not. He's going to come head on in to a smoke gank that's lurking. Fear, rarely caught out of position. This might be a time where he does get caught out, though. In the time being, Dendi's running away. So too is Havost. Looks like Na'Vi doesn't want to commit to a fight. They were hoping for a pick, not a 5-on-5 clash, and in the end, they won't get it. So they back off. They also got
that was the best
1.
possible scenario for Na'Vi there. They did waste some of EG's time, and they did get the tower. So that was perfect for Na'Vi there. It is dependent a lot. This game is dependent a lot on EG making the moves. And look at Jo. He's farming away in the stacks. He's probably gonna go for the MKB, but he's relatively close to that. I mean, Gyro can farm so fast. He can get that within the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, with the abusing the Ancients, or I guess I shouldn't use the term abusing, but really taking advantage of Gyro's ability to farm them, is allowing Gyro to keep the pace with that Anti-Mage. In terms of CS, he's actually leading. Granted, Havost had a slower start, but still he's ahead, and in power certainly isn't going to hurt. I wonder if Jo... Well, let's see what he goes for. A huge fight breaks out. Demon only able to find an RP. Now Kuroki on the run. Jo going to bring him down fast. 2 heroes dead on the sidelines off the bat. In comes Bambo, looking for Bunnet, can't quite find a shackle. Dendi still has a lasso, has a blink. Is he going to go? He's late. He's lurking. He's waiting. He'll jump probably any second. A full headlong retreat. Demon on the run. Havost on the chase. Not able to quite get in range yet. Bambo slowly but surely. They're running him down. He wants the shackle. He can't find it. Yes, he can. Bambo Dota. Ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing it here. Catches out too. A burrow through from Puppey, but all he can do is run. Na'Vi seems to be imploding in these fights. Maybe not, though. That Anti-Mage finds a kill. Bunny gets shackled again. Power shot to the face. Wow, Bambo having the Windrunner game for the ages. So many 2-hero shackles this game. Runs into the Batrider with lasso. Just doesn't give 2 hoots and makes it work.
That was epic there from Bambo. I mean,
that was
like,
really a max
like,
range shackle.
Yeah, he has had like basically 5 2-man shackles, I felt, at this game so far. There was like maybe 2 around in the mid area earlier on, and then 1 early game in the bottom fight, and then 2 just there. So
and Bulba, you know what's crazy is he got shut down bottom. He got ganked. He got pressured. If ever something would get in your head and cause you to play a bit on tilt, that would be it. But Bambo, cool, composed, and collected, just finding the shackles time and time again. So we now look at I've been talking about how it seems to be tilting EG's way, but truth be told, it is still an even game, at least statistically. They're ahead by about 2,500 gold, 3,500 experience, which frankly isn't a whole lot. So then we have to look more towards sort of strategically, who do you favor this game? Funnick farming the enemy Ancients will be backing off. How do you feel about this game going late? You felt like Anti-Mage, Batrider, Prophet can split push, can break the base, can take it late versus the Gyro. Given how the game's developing, do you still think that's the case?
Based on those few fights and Bambo's shackles basically giving EG to the disable they lack kind of to get it off, I do feel right now it's EG's game to lose if they do mess up a fight. and they're gonna try and force a fight bottom. So this is gonna be interesting. However, Navi all here as well. So
Fierce leading the way. There's a gem on Dendy. He's actually, I think he's just out of vision right now. He's gonna circle around. Is Fear gonna get caught? Has he seen that gem yet? He's gonna walk right into Denny, who immediately reacts by blinking away, trying to escape. Funnick on the run too. Fear giving chase. Are they gonna find that opening? Havos comes in. That's an impale that only caught anti-mage. That's an RP. However, they caught everyone. Look at the destruction. Annihilation. Na'Vi are getting slaughtered, butchered, and thrown out. And Funnick will get dusted. Power shot won't connect. Don't think they need it. Funnick jukes behind the trees, tries for a teleport out. Not able to see it in the end. Did he do something to... Or sorry, was that a Radiant Dust? Maybe it was. Am I crazy? Why did they not see him there?
that was Radiance Dust.
That was Radiant Dust. Okay, I was like, wait, they don't have a purge. They don't have any way to remove it. So in the end, I'm just a little bit insane. But good news is, EG are not. After such a long day, this is going to be their 10th game straight, I believe. Or at least their 9th game straight. They're coming on strong now. Na'Vi starting to falter. And
I don't know why. I'm wondering why Na'Vi tried to force that. Like, they didn't need to. They should try and avoid all the fights. Like, looking at Dire's jungle, if EG 5-man's bottom, like, that's a lot of farm for the AM and the Fury. And mid is also up there too. Like, mid is a tower you can split push. But that, basically, Havos kind of getting caught there, and then Puppy stunning to save him, basically gave Demon the perfect RP in that scenario. And really good follow-up from everyone on EG. So...
yeah, for the time being, Na'Vi, that's really got to slow down their item progression. We saw, for a while there, Havos... Oh, Fear finds Leshrac. Kuroki looks like he was trying to do a bit of warding. Gets picked off en route to it, and... Fear was actually hunting the anti-mage with a Prophet, expecting them probably to be farming there, I imagine. But instead, finds a delicious Leshrac for his trouble. So, once again, continues to be a high-impact, high-value support on that Nyx. Maybe Fear's
he's
Nyx...
been playing really well every game with the Nyx, actually. He's probably one of the most annoying Nyxes I've seen in the Western scene.
Every Nyx is annoying, but Fear has managed to make this hero even more annoying.
Like, Nyx has kind of become... people have gotten better playing versus it, but this game shows that Nyx is still as annoying as he always was. Look at Fun, he's just split pushing his... They need to split push this. And Havos is going to have a rough game. He's still... He kind of caught up early on, but that fight kind of changed it. Because he's going to be really behind what EG has right now on Jo. Jo already has his MKB.
Wow, that's such a... If they hit that combo where it's just a 2-hero shackle into an RP, into a cooldown, Na'Vi loses so hard in that one fight that they lose probably at least a tier 2, if not Rax. And also there's a Roshan coming soon. He's also getting close to a BKB. Jo is not the richest I've ever seen, but he is pretty damn rich, and he's going to be looking for more. Daddy will flame break the creeps, try and slow down this push. Continues to chip away at that tower, piece by piece, shot by shot. They'll bring it down, and there's no trade. You said they want to split push it out. I don't disagree. They don't really quite have the level of split push you'd like just yet, and not confident to really force the issue. They'll push in mid. Havos will draw those TPs back, but that's fine. EG get a tier 2. They'll set up for Roshan now. They'll do a bit of dewarding and get some vision of their own, and you gotta feel like if EG gets that next Roshan, what stops them from just breaking the base?
Yeah. Demon smokes, actually. I don't see... They're gonna ping Dire's Forest. This is a really good decision there from EG.
Oh my goodness, if they kill Havost here, he's Mana Bird, he's power shotted! I was gonna say I don't think they have enough, but the extra nuke comes through. EG playing polished Dota here. It feels like they're playing better than they were earlier today, and if anything, you'd expect worse, because it's been a long day, as I mentioned earlier, but really not the case. Playing fantastically in Game 3.
Yeah, they're making the right moves. That smoke gank didn't, they were originally gonna ping the Radiant Force, but Fear found a perfect kickoff. Like, Fear is finding, like, basically the best heroes to gank right now. Like, AM was low enough for him to kill with the 8 of the Shackle, and he's also been able to kill the Leshrac. And look at Kuroki's hero. This is a really, really rough game for him. Like, he's gonna get one shot later on, just with the Nyx. He already is right now. So.
And Puppy, trying to farm a Blink Dagger. I actually feel it's still really important for them, even though the Gyro's going to have a BKB soon, or in fact already does have a BKB. And I mean, even though there's a mechanism, I believe they have one? Oh no, sorry, it's a 4-staff that he went for. Shackle won't latch, looking at Denny, but even though there's not a mech or a pipe, I mean, and they're tanky regardless, I still feel like they need that epi to even have a shot at picking some of these heroes off. We saw it can turn a fight. It won't be quite as potent now, but without it, I just don't see them taking a fight. Not for a long time, and Puppy's trying to farm that blink. Can he get it? That's the question. Fear, again, punting Havost. And it looks like they may find him. Oh, he's dead if he stays. For one more creep, he gets impaled. A blink, a shockwave, an RP as well, and then the MKB, the real damage, flies out from Jo. This little rocket, this little helicopter, I should say, packs a punch. They're not done yet. They maybe want Puppy. Hunt, find him. Feels like Na'Vi just slowly being peeled apart like an onion by EG.
Yeah, Fear is like making all the right moves, I feel. Like, he's carrying them right now with his ganking, as he was the first game. He's finding the perfect pickoffs. He's found Croaky twice, he's found Havost twice.
It just shows you the kind of impact that 4-position support really can have to completely turn a game. And Fear, I can't really look to a game and say that was a bad game from Fear for the past month at least, if not even longer. Fear has been playing consistently forever, and he continues to do it here today, and he's keeping EG in this game and leading them towards a Game 3 victory. The winner of this game moves on to the grand final, scheduled to be played out immediately after this. Oh, Puppy gets caught, shackled, and then impaled. Death for him as well. And Bambo, now an Orchid comes next for him. He's got it soon. EG, it just feels like Na'Vi in Game 1, where just kept on getting picked off time and time again. It's just too many deaths. There's no way they can win if they keep on dying like this.
The positive right now for Na'Vi is that he actually does have a sheep stick soon. He should have the goal for it. And okay, they're gonna get this Roshan easily.
So you have a sheep. Maybe you kill Gyro once. Can you kill him twice? Doesn't feel like it.
And this is where EG should siege. I think this is where they should try and push the base. They should first split push. They should push out top. Maybe get it to this area over here, or even here, just to be safe. And then as soon as that happens, they should just go mid and push. Because with the Aegis, even if the Batter lassos the Gyro in, he has lifesteal, and he has a BKB, and he has an MKB, so where he can dish out a lot of damage. And I don't think Na'Vi have enough burst damage to burst him with just one lasso, let alone with the Aegis.
And he's really he's a stronger version of a Luna in the sense that when you get to the base, you turn on your flat cannon, and the splash through just prevents anyone from even standing near the tower, which means it's very hard to defend it for Na'Vi, and it's already hard enough in general against a Gyro who dishes out this much damage. So I agree with you completely. It's the right time to go for that. They have the items to do it. They just have to execute it properly and not overextend or get picked off. That's always been the Achilles heel of EG, dating back for a long, long time.
Look at Puppy. Puppy actually pinged top, so they want to try and smoke gank this. On the other hand,
he sold his boots to get a blink. Wow.
Yeah.
Desperate to get it? Oh, get it now.
I didn't notice that.
I was like, why is he so slow but has a blink? Top lane, they're going to catch out Beatas and pick him off. Well, EG will go for a trade now, but Na'Vi are in position to force them back, so they're going to be able to delay this push. EG won't even get a tier 2. Great reaction from Na'Vi. They find a kill. They'll back off, and they can do a lot of economic damage by farming this jungle on the way out.
Yeah, this is big. And Funny's doing a really good job. One player that does also a really good job of farming the enemy's force is actually Bulldog. He's probably one of the most efficient players on Furion, I feel. Just farming away. And I think Mao's has Kwaikwa. He's also really good. But Funny's doing an exceptional job. This game depends a lot on him being able to split push at the right times. And Dendy's doing the right choice, actually. He is going for the BKB first, after the blink. He's not the force staff is not going to help at all. He needs to be able to get the Nyx or one of the support heroes out of the fight.
I still feel like if it's a 5v5, even with the BKB, there's a grip and there's an RP and there's a Gyro with an MKB, so I agree it's really going to help them, but in a 5v5 he'll have to be very... He can't really count on it to be a guaranteed initiation, because he can still be held in position by either of those two big spells and quickly killed off by Jo. Speaking of Jo, up to 2,500 gold. I imagine he goes towards the Satanic at this point.
Yeah, Puppy's is farming away his blink. He's in a rough spot right now.
Skewer? Well, no, he already has his blink, doesn't he? You mean his boots?
He's trying to farm his boots, sorry.
Trying to farm his second set of boots this game.
Yeah.
He really needs quite a few more than just two, or just than two pairs this game. As you look at all those legs, everyone deserves a pair of booties.
He's so scared of farming that small camp.
It's like, I want to do it, but I shouldn't.
Oh, Bambo's smoked up.
They're
gonna
all,
try and
they're
get a
all
shot.
coming now, except, well, there's 2 bottom lane, actually, on the hunt for Funnick. Can't find it, but now top lane, the real action picks up. With Bamboo Smoke being revealed, he immediately just... Well, that was disappointing. Both teams just see each other and say, nah, I don't want to fight. Not just yet, LD. Let's back
That
up.
might have been a good fight, actually, for Na'Vi. But they didn't know that both Jao and Fear are hunting the enemy's forest. And that's a really good call there from Fear. He probably told his team that you guys kind of play passive a bit top, and we're going to try and kill the Furion, who they think is farming the enemy's jungle, their own jungle. But Phoenix actually just farming the enemy ancients.
And he's going to farm them from the river, which makes it a little bit harder to pick them off. He'll actually leave the creeps there and then just run. Midas is deployed. Bambo's got to be careful. Oh, there's a Blake. Lasso was searching, was Dandy, but could not find it. Shackle narrowly gonna miss. Now the ward being cleaned up, and then Kuroki hoofs it out of there. Power shot will connect up, actually just barely missing. Dendy still on the run. Jao under cover of Shadowblade continues to give chase. Looks like everyone should get out, and meanwhile Funnick doing his split push thing. Dendy still running, Jao still chasing. EG, they want to fight so bad, but they just can't get in range, and while it's happening, Funnick is taking a tier 2 bottom. EG, are they slowly being eroded? That lead certainly is. They were up by as much as 7,500 or at least 6,000 gold. Now they only lead by about 3,000. The Prophet Sight device is up. He'll go in on Fear. Oh boy, Funnick wisely will back off, not getting caught, but creating pressure and forcing rotations. He's buying time. He's buying time.
This is what I'm talking about. EG's line of defense so much and just forcing fights, but Na'Vi has like the full push lineup, and it's incredibly hard to break base. I do think Na'Vi, EG made a mistake. They should have pushed out top, which they are doing now, but they should have been able to do this earlier and then push mid with the Aegis.
Kuroki's
But they're not
lurking in
doing
the
that.
trees.
And
I thought maybe they wanted to make a go top, but instead they back off. Well, can they push
Aegis.
now? Aegis, they've got less than a minute, I want to say.
yeah, that's not enough. They have enough on.
They can get the
Na'Vi's
tier
team.
2, that's about it. Or sorry, no, it's already dead. What am I talking about? Then comes Bambo, but this is so far to dive. And it does feel like maybe EG's starting to get a little impatient, chomping at the bit to find something. That'll be a quick and simple blink away. As long as Havost keeps on blinking, he'll be okay, but Fear maybe hoping he'll turn around. Not the case. Havost will continue away, and Funnick, just look at what he's doing. Just with the constant harassment, pushing the lanes out, forcing TPs but never committing, farming the enemy ancients from the river. He is doing everything. I mean, people criticize Fnatic for rat Dota, but it's really a beautiful thing for me to see when it's well executed. And that's exactly what Funnick is doing. Stall the game, do whatever he can to force EG to react and not push. And eventually, AM gets big enough, and then in AM we trust.
Na'Vi is playing this really well. They did have a few bad fights, but their late game is really one of the best in the world, I think. Up there with the Chinese. And they know what decisions to make. And as for the Western teams, I do feel Alliance is probably the team that they're up there in this kind of late game style. It looks like finally EG is going to try and push mid. I do feel this should have been done earlier. They waited a lot of time, and now Jao actually does not have an Aegis. So if Dendi can get the blink and then the lasso off, and then they can burst down Jao with the epi, the fight is basically won.
There's very little damage aside from Jao, and what damage they do have, primarily magical, which means it won't help you too much against anti-mage. Havost, speaking of which, does he have anything on the way? Oh, completed BKB on the courier. Is it going to be spotted? It looks like it's just out of vision of Fear.
Are they not trying to defend this?
I guess they're trying to force a teleport reaction, but I don't think this is going to work. It's going to have to be Navi who give up first in that game of chicken. Maybe not. They're committed to it. Havost will jump.
EG is so scared of getting...
And for some reason, there's no backdoor protection top either. There was none the entire time that Havost was wailing away on that tower. So in the end, Navi come out ahead in the game of chicken. There should have been backdoor protection there. There were no creeps in the base, as far as I could tell anyway. Maybe my eyes deceived me, but I don't think so. Either way, Fear in Vendetta. He's going for a Scythe device. They'll need this lockdown if he can get it.
This kill on Funnick will be big. Oh my god, they're back.
Wow. Oh man, EG, it was every right move for Fear earlier, Bulba, and now it's not every raw move, but he's just not quite connecting on some of these ganks, and it's buying so much time for Navi.
To say, I played versus this kind of style and these kind of picks, and it is the most annoying thing. And I understand EG's dilemma right now. It is hard to play this because your lanes are always going to get pushed for Furion. And you have the AM pushing, and Havos had a really rough start, but he's caught up relatively well. And looks like Fear, they know that he's here.
Funnick is here, but there's a gem on Bambo. Hunting him, where we find the shackle, he won't. But he slows him down. Funnick runs back in. Sai speed as it now teleports out. Funnick, what a player. No, can't get away. The Orchid was there in the nick of time. Oh boy, if he escapes there, that would be disastrous. Instead, well, Roche isn't up yet. Actually, he'll be back in time. And Havost is pushing top. And you can give up a kill or two like this with this kind of style, as long as the lanes are still pushed in.
If Funnick uses a TP scroll over the actual ability, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have gotten out there, unless Jo got a one-hit, the first hit MKB proc. But that was kind of a risky play there from...
And Havost,
looks like Fear...
once again, just slowly chipping away at this tower. It's not going to last for long. Fear will find a long-range impale. There's a grip as well. He gets Mana Burn too. The illusion's pretty beat is low. This might be a Mana Void going the other way. He's got a BKB. He's also got Blink. He'll BKB now. That's going to prevent this missile from hitting him as long as he doesn't run too far. He'll blink into the trees. He'll teleport out. That was a 10-second BKB down the drain, but he lives. That's the big thing. If they lost Prophet and Anti-Mage, that would have been a pretty bad situation for Na'Vi. Instead, they get out okay. Dendy's completed his BKB for Na'Vi. So Bulba, it's very even. It's very close. Do you feel this game favors anyone right now?
I don't know. I feel this game is going to depend on this one fight. And both teams have the capabilities of taking the enemy's throne. Enemy's buildings. And the one thing about Dota is it doesn't matter how many kills you have or however you do well in the early team fights. This matters whoever slays the buildings. And this is what's going to be looking for. And EG, they're just going to be playing the passive route. They're going to be waiting for the next Aegis. They're going to get the cheese on this one. They're going to give it to Bamboo or Demon. Probably Demon. And they're going to try and just push the lanes out. I do think bots is going to be necessary eventually on Jail to deal with this split push.
Yeah, they're looking at Roche. They should be able to take it down here. Satanic complete as well. He is getting very fat. And now with a BKB, a Satanic will have a fresh opportunity, but Funnick's going to teleport in. Looks to kill off Demon quickly on the backlines. He's picked up a fresh, shiny BKB. Epicenter comes in from Puppy. An absolute chaotic fight at the Roche pit. Aegis picked up by Bambo. Now on the run is Savos. He's going to blink away, tries to escape. How many BKBs do we have in this fight? Too many, I feel, for anyone to get out alive. But in the end, well, it looks like Aegis goes to Bambo, so they don't get it on the gyro, which is a pretty huge deal, but he does get the cheese at the very least. Now Havost on the run.
Havost.
He's silenced, but he mantas out. He'll blink away. Shackle isn't going to connect. And immediately... Oh, I thought that was a Prophet teleport, but yeah, he's still dead. So, Nature's Prophet does have buyback. Overall, EG has a cheese, and Na'Vi doesn't. So, a slight advantage to them, I feel.
Yeah, that was a really good play there from Demon to buy back as soon as that happened. And yeah, this is going to stall the push again. Wow. Look at the lanes they're pushing out.
They're already painting. They're saying, get back top, get back bottom.
No, I think they need to go for this building. They need to get this tier 3. This tier 3 is really important. And they do have the cheese. And Jo does have Satanic. So this is like the perfect... Basically all the marbles are set.
No BKB for anyone right now. They're all cooling down, but they'll all be back up in a matter of seconds. He's working on the tower. The flat cannon drives Na'Vi very far back. Look at the range on that. Just able to constantly drive Dendy off the tower. Now the rack's starting to take some chip damage. For the time being, there's no real initiation. It all comes in a flurry. In a matter of seconds, RP connects, only catches a Vos. Now Jo, held in place by the lasso, cannot do the damage, but he gets off the cheese. That's life number 2. Can he find life number 3? Will he need it? Anti-Mage hits the deck. Jo is godlike, finding kills with flat cannon. Still has BKB, still has Satanic. They get racks. Now he's sprouted. They want to run. They're happy with what they got. He'll pop his BKB. He'll go back in. Beatus has come through from the back lines. If Avos dies here, that's game because he just bought back. They need this Anti-Mage to fight. He looks for a Mana Void. He won't go. Now he gets silenced. Manta cooling down. Will be available. Shackle not going to connect. EG, a staggered and stable retreat from them. They may lose Bambo, but they got the racks. Oh, he almost force-staffed himself like a ticking time bomb into the entire enemy team. Now Funnick gives chase with a Shadow Blade. This fight's not over yet, folks. Hang on to your hats. EG, they've got to make it all the way back to the fountain, and it looks like they will. So Na'Vi, in the end, they lose racks. They're forced to buy back on their Nature's Prophet, as well as on their Anti-Mages. Their 2 cores denied the next level of farm in the past 2 minutes or so. That's a pretty big loss. The good news, there's no cheese. There's no Aegis anymore.
This late game is so stressful, LD. You have to, like, these kind of scenarios are literally, like, I hate playing these scenarios.
And there's no RP, so they're going to go for it now. They'll take the tower. How much do they commit? That's the question. It looks like it's too close to fully go. They're thinking
Here is
about it.
Invis. He's level 16. Pretty high level up there.
Which means you can
higher
constantly
level
spam
than
Vendetta. Sorry to cut you off there, Sam, but back to your point. I mean, it really is. Everything hangs out of balance. Every small decision gets magnified in the late game. Even if the early game decisions are the real reason you get there, everyone remembers what happened at the end of the game, not the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, that Dendi quote that's been like kind of cliched right now is that late game Dota, like you want to end the game within 20 minutes or so, because late game it always just comes down to this one fight, and that's what it's gonna feel like for this game.
Who's going to take that one fight? Navi's been so clutch today, but can they have that same clutch moment in this game? It's still even on gold. It's actually pretty much a meaningless lead experience. So basically, I would say it's a dead even game as far as the stats go. The real question is, who's got the better composition at this point? It still feels EG have the much better team fight, but Navi have the better split push. And who's...
I wonder what item Hopus is going to go. I think he needs the Abyssal, probably.
He's gone BKB, so it's got to either be Butterfly or Abyssal, but...
I don't know. I don't think a Butterfly is the best, because Jo does have the MKB. That is big, and they need to be able to burst him in the BKB. If they can kill Jo before, he doesn't have bot, he can't get to the fight, and if they push, and they do get the pick off on Jo before he gets to be able to pop the BKB, or the Satanic, it's pretty big, because they basically won the fight.
Are they going to find Funnick doing his typical tricks at this bottom rune? There's a haster in here. He'll pop his ultimate. Now Bambo picks up that haste. They go into the jungle. Oh man, remember, Havos buyback still in cooldown. He'll get caught here. It's an impale. Now a power shot. They don't have the physical damage, so they won't actually commit wisely, because they would have blown an RP for nothing with Jo not in range. It looks like wouldn't have been able to kill him off. Instead, they back off. So, well, in the end, Havos just able to blink to safety. And Funnick, he starts to push that top lane back in. Puppy will teleport out. By the way, he's got boots now. So congratulations to Puppy. You farmed your boots.
Yeah,
he's been struggling.
He lost a lot that last fight. He died, he bought back, and then he died again. So that was a really kind of rough situation there for Fun. He is a Furion, so he can farm it up back.
It's true for Havost as well. Both of these heroes, Jo has not had to buy back this game. 9-0-9. You don't have to buy back if you don't die, and so far it's been a flawless game for him. He's played really well, but again, I feel it's mostly, I'm in agreement with you that it's been Fear kind of just controlling this game, and then Bambo hitting some super clutch shackles. EG, not out of the woods just yet. They're currently even on gold. They're actually falling behind in terms of gold, and Navi still have a tower deficit. So, if anything, you'd have to say Navi's even ahead on gold in that sense, but, well, for the time being, the buybacks are going to cool down, so we'll have another round of those available. 10 seconds until Profits is up. Havost, Basher for him. Does he bother saving for buyback, or does he just go straight for the Abyssal? That's the big question.
Look at the goalie. It's basically non-existent. There is no... 46 minutes in the game, both teams basically even in terms of goal. That's mainly because of the profit.
This almost never happens. This probably happens like 1%, maybe 3% of Dota games. To be this close, this far in, with nobody having a commanding lead. It's just the nature of Dota is that teams tend to snowball. In pub games, and it's also true in pro games, especially in pro games in some ways, since once a team gets ahead, they're much less likely to make mistakes, and we've seen mistakes this game from both teams, but by and large, patient, decisive, defensive Dota. EG, a team that's known for their boomer bust style, not really exhibiting that. It's a much more deliberate style, and that's what you need against this EG lineup, or this Navi lineup. If they had just gone full throttle, they probably would have lost the game by now. Those overextensions are very easy to make, but so far, not making it. At the same time, haven't won it either.
The Abyssal is going to be up for Havos, but I don't think he wants to sacrifice.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Do you save for buyback?
I think that's important. The heroes they have on Navi. Oh my god, look at Demon.
Oh god, they're waiting. They're waiting for Funnick. They're all here. Funnick. Well, do they have detection? They do on Bambo. There's your shackle. They won't even need an RP as a result. They bring him down quick and painlessly. Can he buy back? Will he buy back? No questions asked. Yes, he will. Dandy comes in, pulls back Demon, who has an RP. They got to bring him down fast. Will they be able to do so? He skewers away. He's on the run. While that's happening, an Epicenter will clip and clean up Fear. Where's Jo? Where's Beatus in this fight? They're not there. They lose too. They got that profit, but they paid for it. This requires a buyback for Bambo to prevent Rex falling top. EG, they got the pick, but they just weren't prepared for Navi to come storming forward with their full 5-man unit on the back of that death.
He, if they did get the bash off on Demon, that would have been the big, I think. That would have been
no buyback.
I don't know if Demon would have. Yeah, I don't think Demon would have had buyback. And
Unless he just bought this Ghost Scepter, which I don't think he did. Shackle, not going to connect on Havos. He's actually going in on Bambo. He doesn't have Manta. He has BKB. I don't think he wants to use a Flame Break. We'll actually push Jo in, but they need the Windrunner there to commit. And now Funnick pushes at bottom. Yeah, if they killed him, maybe they could have just... I don't know if win the game, but at least break the Rex.
Yeah, oh my god.
Oh no, he's gripped, but he got his BKB off. That might be enough to save him. Maybe not with the auto text. He's still healthy, but here comes the damage, and all of a sudden dead. Again, another buyback for a carry. That's 4 between the Prophet and the Anti-Mage. The 2 core heroes, the most important 2 heroes in this game, really, aside from the Gyrocopter, continue to die time and again. And while this split push style can work, I think they're dying too much to make it as effective as it needs to be. Technically, they're ahead on gold. They're barely behind on experience, but it just feels like too many deaths right now.
Yeah, that death was pretty big. I'm questioning, oh my god, if Phos dies again.
He doesn't even have BKB now, and they're actually looking to go in with no BKB because they know RP is down. I imagine that's why. Fear, wow, finds an Impale, catches out almost everyone. Denny pops his own BKB, but he's slowed by the cooldown. That does go through BKB. Sight device from Funnick. Snipes Demon, looks to go. There's your last one, pulling Jo south while they look to deal with nobody on the north, actually. They're all just on the run. Jo finishes off Dandy. Na'Vi trying to fight without having their BKB. Sentry Ward for Funnick. Plop down on the ground. Still Bambo chasing. Drops another. Capes on plopping them. Funnick, this Shadow Blade is going to wear off. It's a trail of breadcrumbs, and it leads towards Funnick. Bambo says, guys, I found him. I found him. Let's get him. But can they actually get in range? That's the question. Demon's chasing. It's almost a cloudy Benny Hill style chase. Now he goes south into the river. That Shackle won't last either. This could be bad. They're chasing for a long time. There's an epicenter being channeled. This could be bad. This could be very bad, but it only catches Fear. Could have been a lot worse. Actually, in the end, Puppy will fall. Funnick 2, no buyback for him. That might be the end. Havos will try and prevent this. The death push could come. They'll get at least one away to safety. Their Leshrac is there. Havos gonna have to summer his inner burning, because for the next 80 seconds, he has no Prophet at his side, and this is cue for EG to barrel down the top lane.
Wow, I don't agree with Funnick turning back there. He was actually... I think Puppy should have just sacrificed himself for and then just... Funnick just... But that's pretty big, because Funnick doesn't have buyback for another minute, and basically 30 seconds, and Jo does so much damage. He has Butterfly MKB. This is... I actually think this is going to be... basically impossible.
And he's got
right
6,000 gold. He's got Boots of Travel buyback and maybe... Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I don't know if that was you, but I was lagging for a second there.
Oh, look at bottom.
Oh, well, that's happening. Havos trying to go for a base trade, but this Abyssal Blade, he needs a stun here. He won't get it. Can Fear turn it around? He gets the Impale off as well. The Mana Burn too. Don't think it'll be enough. Havos is going to fall, but while that's happening, well, it looks like they're taking Rex. Or sorry, not Havos. Fear's going to fall, but hasn't actually gotten Rex. Immediately, he'll buy back. Forces Havos to retreat. So they've now got 2 lanes of Rex in this game. It's not impossible for Na'Vi to come back.
I think it's impossible. I'm saying it was impossible for Na'Vi to kill Jo at that time when he was pushing top, because he has Satanic and he has MKB and he has Butterfly. They need to use everything on him, and he still might be able to live.
He's got Boots of Travel now. I'd like to see him just pick those up, because he'll have buyback regardless. And I mean, I guess you sell the Shadow Blade at this point in the game.
Yep.
And we'll
it's been a really rough game actually for Dendi. He usually has a lot of influence on the Batrider, but the heroes he's playing versus is incredibly hard for a Bat.
Yeah, they're so you jump in, you get slept, you get Fiend's Grip. They're gonna look to go here towards the Roshan pit. Will they try and snipe a Roche? There's an RP online. This won't be an easy Roche if they want it. Havos, he's going to try and keep this wave pushed in, but look towards Bambo. He's going to power shot. Is he going to shackle shot? Puppy deploys a ward in the lane. Wants to get some vision. 4-step in. Shackle won't latch, but the Impale comes from the side. Surprise! Goodbye, Havos, if they can bring him down in time. Can they? That's the question. Now at Epicenter being channeled. Catches out Beatus, brings him low. Jo still at full HP. Now man's up against Funnick. Drops him down. Finishes him off. EG fine too. There's no Prophet. There is a buyback. If they want, they can bring him back in. I don't really know what he does. Havos barely able to escape an EG. Thinking Roche, thinking maybe let's just go win the game.
Look, Nyx, this is the power of Nyx. Did you see how much damage it did to Funnick? It literally took him from full all the way to half, just off one mana burn. That's insane damage.
EG, they have the Western qualifiers waiting for them tomorrow. That's going to be handled by the GD Studio, twitch.tv/the GD Studio for that. Excited to see how EG performs there, but right now on the cusp, on the brink, pretty much all but secured. Like victory here. Can they finish the job? Looks like they should be able to. They're going to try anyway. But Havos, can he find the opening? He gets gripped. What a beautiful grip. It's canceled, but now he's got to run. Jo is too freaking big. This helicopter should be like the size of the throne because that's how much damage Jo is doing right now. Too much damage. Everybody and their mother popping their BKBs, even Bambo clipping him down with a lot of damage, and they'll go straight for the throne. EG, blood in the water. They've worked hard. They've come a long way today. A big journey for them, and it looks like Navi, the road ends here, but they'll fight on. They're not done yet. Havos trying to find kills, just can't quite do it. BKB forced out from Jo. Even if he dies, remember, he's got buyback. He's going to finish off that final tier 4. There's no base trade in sight. That's going to be the end of Havos. One more hit? No. A scythe, a blink, a shockwave. That's the end of him. And now Funnick. Next in line, Jo cleaning house. Bambo padding his stats with some kills. The dirty work, though, being done. Oh, there's a shackle. That's more. That's one to the next, and that's going to be it. EG, they're going to take game 3 in a very, very scrappy fashion. Not 36-19. Demon and friends, the rest of EG, captained by Fear, a team effort. Jo, 12-0-17 when this game ended. But for me, the real stars are Fear and Bambo, especially Bambo Shackle's sensational play from EG. They'll be at least second place in this tournament. We're moving on out to the grand finals. It's a best of 5, and it should be coming up next. Bulba, what a finish, huh?
What a game. I do think, I don't know, that game was really, really hard for EG. It looked like every time they were trying to do something, Navi was just on the other side of the map, pushing that, and they played the game, I don't know, this is so different than the EG that people usually know. Like, they actually did not throw at all. Like, the entire game, they didn't really force any bad fights. Maybe in the beginning they forced a bad fight, but near the end, in the middle, they played the late game really, really well, I thought. And this is, I think, mainly due to Fear and his ganks, kind of. I think pretty sure he was leading most of the ganks, and it was really hard for both the Fear and the AM to split push effectively as well as they did without the Nyx assassins. So I have to say the MVP is Fear.
Yeah, Fear and Bambo, I mean, maybe he didn't make the biggest decisions this game, but he sure knows how to deliver the shackles when it counts. Guys, that wraps it up for Navi versus EG. Next on our slate is, can you believe it, a best of 5 between EG and the Alliance. These two teams fought earlier. The Alliance smacked them down in convincing fashion, sending them to the lower bracket in a 2-0 sweep in the winter bracket finals. But we'll see who prevails in the grand finals. There is no advantage. The advantage was getting there easier. That's what the Alliance had, but it'll be a best of 5 starting at 0-0. Should be coming up next, EG versus the Alliance. Right after this, I'm LD. He's Bulba. Bulba, any parting thoughts, closing words, shout-outs you want to make?
I just can't wait for more epic games today. That was probably the best game of the day, I think. Maybe our second game versus Navi was up there too.
Yeah, so. Yours was a little crazier. This was a well-played game, though. We got to give EG credit for that. Bulba, thank you for joining me. If people enjoy your casting, they should follow you at twitter.com/liquidbulba. Anyone you want to say hi to? It is Mother's Day.
Shout out to my mom.
Happy Mother's Day to my mom once again. And Bulba, if there's nothing else, we'll wrap this game up. It's in the books now, EG. They're moving on. They'll be playing the Alliance. The grand finals, the stage is now set. The Alliance have been waiting, and they'll get to play their North American brethren in EG right after this. Coming up next. Stay tuned.